both sides enough, then your algorithm fills with both sides of the story, and that's kind of works for me at times.
So did you see the part of the video where when she accelerated the vehicle towards the cop, that she was on that icy surface and that the front tires were spinning? And if those front tires didn't spin on that ice, that dude is ran over like a dog.
Well, I think that here's what I think about the videos that are out there. I think that if you come from a side, either like pro-Trump or anti-Trump, that you will see what you want to see in those videos, because
I'm not.
There's a lot of factors to it. And, I mean, the other side of that is like why, the training of an officer is that you never get in front of a vehicle, right? And that you don't shoot the side, after the woman was already passed, and then he shot. And I get all of that. I mean, it's such a in the middle of, whether was it legitimized or not, that whatever you bring up, there is another side to that, and whatever the other side brings up, you're going to have a legitimate argument. And I think that is a legitimate learning moment, and it's a legitimate moment to be really sad.
Yeah, well, the whole point of me asking you the questions and, having this conversation was the whole point was not being on a side and processing what my eyes are telling me watching this stuff.
Then our conversation didn't mean anything, because what I'm trying to say to you is you could turn on MSNBC or you could turn on Fox, and you're going to hear, if you turn on Fox, you're going to hear, man, I'm independent and I look at it and I can come with an objective eye and say, oh my gosh, she was trying to run him over. And then you could go to MSNBC and they could say, well, with an objective eye, look, she's just trying to turn her wheels and get out of the way. And there is no objective eye. Sorry, there isn't. People are coming at this with their baggage, everyone. And it is such a historic moment in our history. We can't even agree on what happened.
I'd say it's a historic moment in present history because law enforcement and protesters have clashed for decades. So in the current time, in the current moment, yeah, this is like the deal. But, if you go throughout history, this has happened for timeless.
I don't buy that. I don't buy that. This stuff always happens. And Kuziak will come in. Oh, don't worry, man. It's always. And so, okay, I get it. And Walt brought up the 1960s, and I just remember pulling up to stoplights, and my there's a hippies right next to us, and don't look at them. Don't look at them. And, of course, you're going to look right at them because she said that. And it was a time of turmoil and strife. But where we are right now, to me in my life, and from what I heard from my parents and grandparents over the years, we have reached a level of intensity that has not been here before in my life. Now, that's all I got to go on. That intensity of our dislike for each other, that intensity of putting democracy at risk, that intensity of, I listened to Ventura last night, and I'm like, man, and then I listened to the Brandon guy that has the show. He's like, oh, that woman deserved to be killed. She's just another left-wing radical, and, you deserve what you get. And then listen to Jesse Ventura talk about we've become a third world country with military on the corner. Doesn't matter. They're both intense and aggressive and ready to fight. And in America, I disagree with you. We have reached a boiling point that I have never seen.
Yeah, it's amazing. So I'll let you get to the other callers.
We should actually take a break. But
You're-
thanks for calling.
Go for it.
You're the boss. Now, can you sit still while I'm doing the show? You've been moving around for like an hour now.
Yeah, because I was getting the comments set up for all the nice folks on YouTube.
I got to be honest with you guys. I got to go somewhere. And we have another hour and 7 minutes. So if Kuziak's driving around, or Maloney, or Dabberton, or anybody, you could come in here and you can sit with Joe Cimino.
Sure.
Now, Cimino, you got to run this and you got to talk about what has been happening, and you have to encourage people to and bring their opinions, and you have to tell people how IU's going to win tonight, okay? And then you have to take a break and play all the rest of the spots. Can you handle all of this
Sure.
without screwing it up?
Without screwing it up? Yes, of course, boss.
You got us back on YouTube, right? So if you
Yeah.
want to see what Joe Cimino looks like, go to YouTube. It took an hour and 40 minutes for us to get on YouTube. Sorry about that. But I don't really care. So I have to go. I have somewhere that I have to be. And I forgot to tell Brent Brazier to come in. Thought I did. But he's just like, you're an idiot. I asked you earlier in the week, and I thought I answered yes, but I didn't. So this is going to fall on you, and you're going to have to talk about what's happening in the region and what's happening in America until Veterans Views comes in. All right?
All right, let's get after
So-
it. I had something cool to show you, too, but I'm just going to show them, and you don't get to see it.
Well, I'll be listening. You know what? I might not be. All right, we'll see. But so what I would do now is I would minimize that or go to the other tab where the non-copyrighted blues music is, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, go to that.
So many mouses and stuff.
Yeah, there you go. Now that's playing. So slowly bring up the iMac one. Slowly. All right, everybody. I enjoyed being with you. Joe Cimino is going to take you home. He's a 22-year-old Andrean graduate. Please treat him with the same amount of disrespect that you treat me. I'll see you guys next time on the Voice and Face of the Region. Now turn my mic down.
IBEW Local 697 electrical contractors bring the highest standard of electrical work to Lake County homes, schools, and businesses. From everyday fixes to once-in-a-lifetime builds, we don't just get the job done, we get it done right and up to the highest safety standards. When you need electrical work, hire the professionals who power Indiana. Powering Indiana, Lake County, bringing excellence to the job, creating a brighter future for our community.
Introducing Powers Health, a health system with a new name and a strong legacy of caring for families in our community. One with a tradition of advanced specialized services and a vision for the future. One with a commitment to medical excellence and compassionate care. Everything we do, everything we believe, powers health.
Do you want to get a vaccine, but it's difficult to get to your healthcare provider? Call the folks at Right Care Pharmacy. They'll come to your home, discuss your vaccination status with you, and administer the appropriate vaccine with expertise. They offer vaccines for flu, shingles, pneumonia, hepatitis A and B, TDAP, RSV, and COVID. They've been serving the Lake and Porter County community for over 11 years and are fluent in Spanish. Call Right Care Pharmacy at 219-655-5028.
For over 100 years, Roofers Local 26 has been keeping Northwest Indiana dry and safe. Since 1919, our highly trained members have built a reputation for skills, safety, and reliability. With a 4-year apprenticeship and certifications in OSHA safety, first aid, and CPR, we deliver quality you can trust. When you need roofing done right, choose Roofers Local 26, protecting what matters most for over a century. For more information, visit www.roofers26.com.
High school basketball postseason is here, with the girls starting February 3rd and boys March 3rd. Be on every game for as low as $1,500. Sponsor local. Reach millions. Visit heartlandsportsnet.com today for more information.
Well, quite the first day back for me, I guess. We're rolling solo now, so I'm going to change the name on here so that it's more suitable. You give me 1 second. I guess I'll talk a little bit about where I've been to start, and then I'll open some of the phone lines. You guys know I'm more of a sports guy, not really a politics guy. I'm going to tell you that my views on what's been happening with ICE is pretty much aligned with Jed's. I don't think it's cool. I get it to a certain extent, right? I'm never going to be one of those guys who's all one way or the other. I don't think the recent events specifically were handled correctly. But yeah, I guess that's all I can really say on it without sounding, I guess, uneducated on the whole thing. You think I would be more, but I don't know. I guess that kind of stuff scares me, to be honest with you. As a Latino male, I know that my father is white, and it makes it a little easier on my complexion and all. But you know, it's still a scary time. It affects my family on my mother's side, and I don't know. It's there's two ways to look at it, man, because there are the people that shouldn't be in this country that do terrible things, and then there are the ones that needed to get away from the terrible things and just want to have a good life. And I understand that sometimes it's hard to differentiate, or you don't know, you may not know, I guess. So yeah, I guess that's all I'll say on that. I'll open up the phone lines right now. I'll let somebody talk, and then eventually, once I get bored of politics, I'm going to switch to football, because there's a lot of football happening this weekend, a lot of good football. And that is something I can talk long-winded about for this hour and 4 minutes that I am now by myself. So, yeah. Let's take this call. Hello, caller. You're on the air.
Yes, good morning. Hi, Joe.
Good morning.
First and foremost, I want to express my heartfelt condolences to Jim and the Dedelow family for their loss. I'm sure they'll get together and power through it as they normally do. It's just a sad time, but from what Jim said, it sounded like his uncle had a great, good life, and there's lots of memories there. Then I'll move on from that topic to what you were just talking about, Joe. And I want to preface this by, a lot of times when I call in, I get painted by others that I'm a Democrat. That's far from it. Jed knows that for years I've been a third-party independent, and I never voted for Barack Obama. However, since everyone is really good at asking questions, and he pointed out Jesse Ventura, his comments, I wanted to say, back in the day when Barack Obama deported 2.5 to 3 million, let me say that again, 2.5 to 3 million people, we didn't see this. It was just done. And why can't we do, there are correct ways of doing things, and there are ways that cause more chaos. And what we're seeing now, it's causing more chaos. There's other ways to do this. We know that.
All right. Is there anything else you'd like to point out, or any other opinions you'd like to say before I give someone else a chance?
Well, I just hope that these counter-protests and such don't spin out of control, and people can just step back. And it's almost like, it seems like things are being baited, and we can't spiral down into going to the lower denominator. Try to be level-headed. I know it's easy to say, but just try to have level heads, and I'm hoping that things don't get out of control.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for calling.
Thank you. Thank you, Joe.
All right. Oh my God, I almost dropped us. That would have been terrible. Look at this. We got more people calling in. Oops, never mind. That is terminated calls. We only have 3 people calling. But this man has been waiting for 23 minutes, or woman, so we will take your call. Hello, you're on
Joe,
the
good
air.
morning.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning. Hey, Joe, this is going to sound pretty simple, but I'll dumb it down for you.
Please.
You ready?
I'm ready.
If she wouldn't have been there, she wouldn't have been killed.
Okay. Like I
You
said,
go with that?
I mean, like I said,
Okay.
I'm not going to say much. I don't know all of this. I don't know why she was there, to be honest with you. I don't know the situation.
Yeah.
I just don't think that anybody needs to die. You know, that's what you hate to see. Nobody deserves to lose their life. And if the things are true as far as like police officers or ICE agents or whoever not letting the doctor, you know, perform care on her, I think that is inhumane and probably in a bunch of different ways illegal. But regardless of that, like I don't know why she was there. So I can't sit here and say that, you know, she was asking for it or she wasn't, whatever the case may be. I just, you know, you hate to see a life lost. But
I concur.
yeah,
But you answered my question. Why was she there?
that
Okay.
yeah,
We don't know. Why was ICE there, Joe?
probably for her.
No, ICE was there as a targeted law enforcement activity. They knew who they were going after. And the reason ICE is in our country right now with this much activity is because Biden and the Democrats let so many illegals in. They're really not going after, as you put it, Joe, just Hispanics. Most of their operations are for people that have committed crimes after being here illegally, which is the original crime. Would you agree with that?
I do.
Okay. So, Minnesota. Was she there protesting all of the fraud committed by Somalis and Waltz as the governor? That I could almost see, as she was protecting her own income and the income for her 3 children that keep getting brought up as though she was some great mother. No, she was not there protesting the fraud that's in the billions in Minnesota. She was there protesting law enforcement doing their job. Agree?
No comment. Don't know. But keep going. I'm learning. I'm listening and learning. So keep going.
Okay. Was she? It's simple yes or no, Joe. Was she there protesting the fraud that has occurred that's in the billions?
I mean, you would assume so, right? Why else would she be
No.
there?
She was there protesting law enforcement individuals hired to do a job.
Okay, but
Stay out of the way, lady. You got no business being down there. And when they ask you to please not go forward, when they ask you to exit your vehicle, you probably need to comply. But you won't be given that choice again.
I will say that is something that I don't agree with and that I find to be kind of, I don't know what the right word is for it, but if you're in a situation like that, I understand that you have rights, but at the end of the day, it is an authority figure, and I do feel like people should be at least respecting that authority to the point where they should listen, right? If you don't listen, I've seen it, everyone's seen it, it just causes more problems. There is, you know, example 1A. So I will put that out there. I do think that like all of this like extra fighting back, the peaceful protests are fine, but like when people start getting aggressive or they start trying to run away, you know, that's when things get misinterpreted, when, you know, the adrenaline rises and all of that kind of stuff, guns are drawn, you know, all that kind of stuff never leads to anything good. So I say if you're in that situation, you just gotta be willing to cooperate, I guess.
Okay, your previous caller, if he was correct in the subject that offered aid was out there as a protester as well, Joe, you have no idea the guy offering aid, what his credentials are. Now, should an ICE agent have tried to render aid? Probably. I don't know if they tried to do that or not. But you don't just let some Joe Schmuckatelli step in where you have no idea his credentials and try to do that.
All right. Well, thank you for the call. Is there anything else that you want to point out before I head on to the last call?
Yeah. You're more of a sports guy than a politics guy, right?
That's me.
Okay. So if your coach at Andrean said to you, I don't care, you're coming into a next game, and he said, I don't care, how is that you as his QB? How would you feel? Well, if he doesn't care, why should I care, right?
In other circumstances, yes. But, I mean, I care, at least specifically about football, I care way too much. If my coach said I didn't care, then I'll just care for him.
Okay. But that doesn't show much leadership, does it?
No, it doesn't. Absolutely not.
If your coach says I don't care. So I was hoping Jed hadn't left the studio because he wants to give one of those days where he and the caller go back and forth. But unfortunately, he unasked the area. So on 2 occasions this morning, your boss, the owner of the station, said, I don't care. So what I want you to do, Joe, is in your next meeting with everybody at WJOB, and especially in front of Sam, because I think Sam's still got a conservative backbone in his body, I want you to lean back in a chair at one of your meetings and just say out loud, I don't care. See how that goes over.
Okay. Well, thank you for your opinion. No.
Will you do it?
No.
You won't do it. Why not?
Because we don't accept Jed slander in here. We love Jed. He's a great boss. He cares a lot. He shows up all the time. He's been here all week. He's here on the weekends if we need him to come and help us with something. He's always answering my texts. He always answers my calls. Jed's a good guy. Jed's a good boss. Jed's keeping this place running, and I don't know what I would do without him, honestly. I would actually still be in school if Jed didn't exist, so I owe a lot to him and would never say anything bad about my boss, man. All right, we got a comment in the YouTube comments talking about, will Coach Freeman at Notre Dame ever put Drake Bowen in the backfield to run a special play? I think probably not, because he's put on too much weight, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but if you need to play linebacker for Notre Dame, it is a lot different than playing linebacker for Andrean, so he needed to beef up. I don't think that he is as quick as he once was. I'm not going to sit here and act like he was bad in high school, because that man was a dog at running back as well. But I just don't think that's probably in his skill set anymore. Yeah, I mean, I like Drake as a prospect. Obviously, I think he'll end up getting drafted. Me personally, I would like to see him put on, a few more pounds and maybe put his hand in the dirt, play some D-end. I think that would be really cool. I think that would be really beneficial to him. But that man works out and works for football and trains mentally and physically more than anybody else I know. So if there's anything, he's going to be prepared. All right, Mad Mac. Yeah, I will get to you. It's really weird being like the only one here, and you got YouTube going. You got like the calls. You got to be like looking everywhere, and then you got to be paying attention to. So, Mad Mac, I know that you're calling in. We will get to you, but somebody else has been on the phone for 28 minutes, so let's get them on. Good morning,
Joe,
caller.
Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, Joe.
Good morning.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hey, Joe. It's Brent Brazier from Doc Smokehouse. How are you?
Hey, Brent. How are you?
Doing well. Just to be Jim mentioned this, but just to be clear, I texted him on Monday and said, "Hey, you need me on Friday? I've got a kind of a busy week. I'm making plans." No response. So I would have loved to have been sitting there with you, and we could talk football because everybody's. I've kind of gotten to the point where I'm not gonna say I don't care like Jim, but I'm just tired of all of talking about all this stuff. I mean, I listened to the last few callers who, sitting in Northwest Indiana 48 hours after the event, know exactly what happened, know exactly why the woman was there, know exactly what the ICE officers did or didn't do, none of us know what happened, right? I mean, everything that we see comes through the filter of either Fox News or MSNBC. And I think my opinion now is from both the right and the left media, because there's no center media. There's no just people telling facts anymore. It's everything is tilted, and everyone's made a decision on what happened when we don't know, right? I mean, it's a terrible tragedy. This mother got shot. It's think about what the guy who shot her has to live with, right? I mean, this is just not a good situation, and I think it's kind of a sad thing for our country that something like this goes out on TV and everybody immediately knows what's going on based in tribalism. That person is a bad person, so I'm glad they got killed. Or that person is a bad person who shot her. He should be in jail, right? And the reality is none of the people who've called into the show today have any idea what the facts are. All they've seen is, as Jim said, Facebook or, Fox News or MSNBC or whatever. So I don't want to talk about any of that. I want to talk about football.
Let's talk about football. That's his. I mean,
there's a pretty big football game tonight, right?
There is.
I'm growing up in the South and attending Auburn, and I grew up in a split family. My dad went to Auburn. My dad went to Alabama. My mom went to Auburn. College football is huge, and it wouldn't matter what show, what the normal basis of the show is. If either one of those teams was in the national semifinal, that's the only thing people would be talking about.
Right.
So, what do you think? You like Indiana? You think they can keep up with Oregon?
I do think yes. I mean, I don't think it's more about keeping up. I think it's more about time management. Like I said, Indiana's offense isn't necessarily big play. If you look at a lot of Fernando Mendoza's touchdown passes or just long ball completions in general, you're not seeing a whole lot of big explosive plays, and I'm talking like 30+ yards, right?
He's a classic system guy, right?
Exactly.
He's running a system at its peak efficiency.
Exactly as Rourke did.
Say that as a knock on a quarterback, and it's like, wow, you're knocking the guy for doing what's asked of him, and he's winning.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he runs the system as just as good as Rourke did, if not better. It's an RPO scheme, right? So it's a lot of hit you in the run, and then just throw it right over you, and they're all going to go from somewhere between 4 to 10 yards, right? And then you play the clock game, and you let your defense go to work, because they're the one that they bring back more experience from last year's team than the offense did. The offense is, built in the portal. Obviously, we're far enough into the year where that doesn't, exactly matter. But, all I'm saying is that these guys have been in the system longer. They've been in the extra year. And that defense is stout. They have been playing crazy since that Ohio State game. And I think that's how they beat Oregon. I think it's going to be a lower scoring game.
I mean, that defense absolutely stymied Alabama. You say what you want about it, whether Alabama should have been there, but I mean, they've scored some points on some teams this year, and I was fortunate enough to be able to sit down and watch that entire game. Alabama was never in that game. I mean, there was no point at which they were effectively moving the ball. And the question that comes to me is, and you can speak to this because you've played competitive sports a lot more recently than I have. It's always tougher to beat a team for the second time in the same season. Right?
I say the same thing. It's always harder to beat a good team twice. That's what my dad always told me, starting from when I was in youth football, and it remains true to this day. I mean, the Bears and the Packers are a great example. I have no idea what the heck is going to happen on Saturday between those two teams. That is literally that's as up in the air as it gets. And they're both good teams. That's why they didn't beat each other. They split the series. That's why they split the series.
Right.
You know?
and you don't the whole thing with watching tape. They both, I mean, at least on the Packers side, there's a ton of injuries. You're not going to see the same schemes, right? The defense is going to play completely different without Micah Parsons.
Yeah, I mean,
so how do you when you're game planning, you don't know what really necessarily what you're going to be looking at. Whereas in the college thing, if Ohio State had gotten through, I really wouldn't have wanted Indiana to have to beat Ohio State twice, right? Ohio State's a pretty good team, and they beat them. But when the coaches have an entire game of film on you, right? Not watching you play other people. They've got their own game film to break down. It makes it tougher to adjust, I think.
Yeah, no, 100%. I agree. I said it at the beginning of the tournament is that the last two teams that Indiana wants to see is Oregon and Ohio State. Those are the two teams that they don't want to see, and I guarantee you they would prefer to play Georgia versus, going to play Ohio State again. They definitely would have rather seen Texas Tech than seeing Oregon. I promise you that. So, but if there's anyone who's going to get that team ready, it's going to be Cignetti.
Texas Tech was kind of a fraud, weren't they? I thought, I hadn't seen much of them, but I'm like, wow, they're number 4.
The Big 12 is pretty fraudulent.
They got a great record, and they got embarrassed. But I think this is going to be a really interesting game tonight. What was the first game was about 4 points, but it was at Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna guess that there's if I had to guess. And I've already seen on my Facebook feed, I know my buddy Brian Lane's on a plane on the way down to the Peach Bowl, which is a fantastic stadium. That's the new stadium down in Atlanta. Boy, it's a great game environment. I've been to a game there. But
I have a couple of IU friends that are going down there. Shout out to my boys Vinny and Reynolds.
So I think – did you watch the game last night?
Oh, dude, because I had to get up for work so early, I left with like 8 minutes left in the fourth. Like right after the Kadarius Toney touchdown, I left my buddy's apartment and I went to go to bed. Well, and then I woke up in the morning. I'm like, really, guys? Like everyone just started popping off immediately.
I think you look at it and you go, wow, for all of the complaining about who got in and who didn't, this has created there have been some good games. Right, like the first round was kind of what you expected, but then since then there have been some really great football games. That was an amazing game last night. I mean, to watch that game go back and forth the whole time, Ole Miss gets ahead with what, like 3 minutes to go, and anybody who's watched a lot of football goes, oh man, this isn't good. They've got too much time, and it was exactly what happened. But I think Miami had a much better football team, but did you see the crowd? I mean, what would you say the ratio? I mean, just from what they showed, I saw a heck of a lot more Mississippi fans than Canes fans, right?
Well, that was in Alabama, wasn't it? Because that's the Sugar Bowl, right?
No, it was in Phoenix.
Oh, you're right.
That was in Phoenix. That was Fiesta Bowl. Sugar Bowl's in New Orleans.
Dude, my parents are going to New Orleans for my mom's 50th birthday and like next month, and they want me to go. They want me to go to Connecticut just to watch my dogs. And I'm like, I have work and stuff, and you guys didn't even invite me to Mardi Gras. They're going for Mardi Gras, and I'm like, what, really, guys? But I know they're
going to have a big time.
I'm sure they will.
I'm a big fan of New Orleans. I want to be there, and I'm going to Jazz Fest this year. I'll be there at the end of April.
Well, I got a question for you, Brent. Since you got your two stores, one in Wisconsin and then one out here, who are you rooting for on Saturday?
Oh, I'm a Packers fan, man. I'm a 100% Packers fan. So I moved to Milwaukee back in 2011 or 2012, for my job before I had dogs. And I had never, growing up in Alabama, I mean, I watched NFL football, but I didn't cheer for a team, right? I was betting on it and stuff. And I kind of kept up with who Auburn's ex-players were playing for. But in Alabama, the NFL is really irrelevant. everybody watches college football is what matters, and like Sundays are an afterthought. It's kind of reversed of how it is around here. And so, I moved around the country a bit and spent a lot of time in Austin, where 85% of people are Cowboys fans. The other
Go Cowboys.
small portion are man. But see, living out there, it's almost like the Cowboys fans are terrible, right? Like you go to a bar to watch a game, and they're just like the most obnoxious fans, and they haven't won in your lifetime.
Yeah,
probably.
Usually when I go watch a Cowboys game, I just cry in the corner of the bar.
So I had never really, pulled for a pro team, and then when I moved here, one of the Miller Brewing Company, we were opening this big hotel, and they took me up to Lambeau to, I think it was the season opener about 2012, and I just had a ball. And I mean, I've been to Jerryland, I've been to Houston, I've seen probably 5 or 6 NFL stadiums, been to games, and I enjoyed it, but I just didn't have one I rooted for. But going to Green Bay, it immediately reminded me of the atmosphere that we had in Auburn, right? It's in kind of, Green Bay is bigger than Auburn, but it's sort of out in the middle of nowhere. The stadium's in a neighborhood surrounded by houses that are painted green and gold. And the 2 years I lived there before I moved to Indiana, it reminded me so much of Alabama in that, like, I would go to the grocery store on Sunday morning and, like, everybody's wearing, like, little old ladies are wearing Packers gear and stuff. And I just kind of became a Packers fan back then, and I've hung on to it ever since. But that being said, we're going to do half-price wings and $3 domestics all day today and tomorrow at Doc Smokehouse. And we're even going to let you do that. I know a lot of people like watching the games at home, and we're going to do those half-price wings for carry-out as well. So whoever you're pulling for, there's a couple of good games for the next. I plan on I've got to go up to Milwaukee. We've got a big event at the convention center, and I've got to work on Saturday, but I am hoping to get out of there early enough to get home in time to watch that Bears game.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. It's gonna be one to remember for sure. I'm excited to see what your defensive coordinator comes up with now, because a lot of you got, like, one of the things I want to point out, I keep forgetting his name, but okay. Well, I should preface this by saying that I have a buddy named Evan, and he's probably one of my closest buddies out here, and he literally rivals me in every single, like, sports team, and before we even met. So he's a Packers fan. And we were talking about his your defensive coordinator, what you guys are planning on doing. Usually you guys rely on your 4-man rush, and then to get pressure because you guys had such a good D-line, and then you guys just kind of drop back into zone. You guys have, like, the 4th highest rated zone coverage in the league. But now, since you guys signed Trayvon Diggs and you guys are down Micah Parsons, I think you're going to see a lot more blitzes, 5-man, 6-man blitzes, and a little bit more man. Low key, I don't know, maybe it is a little bit of Cowboys bias, but I do think Diggs is going to have a really good game this week for you guys. So whatever, screw the Packers anyways. I literally hate the Packers. I hate them.
Well,
so
I think
much.
it's a fun game. I didn't realize it, and I'm more of a college guy than a pro guy, but I didn't realize. I was listening to, I don't know, Wake Up Barstool or something yesterday, and they were talking about, I guess, there's some thought in the media that if the Packers don't win this, they're going to fire LaFleur and the GM, which I was completely unaware. Have you heard that?
I did hear about that. It's just because they don't win in the playoffs very often. But LaFleur does have one of the best winning percentages since he has entered the league, so I don't think that they'll drop him. Plus, they're so injured this year. What is it, like 11, 12 players are injured? Like, that's ridiculous. They've had a terrible injuries this year. I do want to tell you one more thing, and then I'm going to let you go and get to break. So actually, because you were talking about visiting all these other stadiums, I'm a huge Michigan fan. So if you want to guess what team my buddy Gilly roots for, It's Ohio State.
He's an Ohio State guy.
Yep. So we went.
Have you been to the Big House?
I have not been to the Big House, but I have been to the Horseshoe. Well, I've been to the Big House, just not for an actual game. I've done a bunch of camps. I won a quarterback camp and met Jim Harbaugh in like 8th grade. Maybe it was like freshman year. I won like the aerial assault camp. It was pretty cool. Got to meet like Amara Darboh and a bunch of other players back then. Yeah, so I actually went to the Ohio State-Indiana game last year in the shoe. That was the game that I went to. And we were like at the very top.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was.
See, as a college football fan, there's a lot of places I want to go. I've been pretty much everywhere in the SEC. I have not been to Oklahoma yet. And keep threatening Kuziak. We're going to go down there the next time. It's Kuziak and Peter and I need to make a road trip for the Auburn Oklahoma game. But I've been to the shoe. I got a buddy that played there, and we went with him, and we got under the sideline before the game. It was pretty cool. And then, but the Big House is one of those, iconic football stadiums that it's somewhere I would definitely want to see a game. This guy, I went as soon as I moved to Northwest Indiana, I went to a Notre Dame game that first year. So I was like, I gotta go see it. I gotta go see the stadium. I gotta see it. But who knows? I mean, if Sig Daddy lasts another 10 years with this sort of success, you might see a new stadium down there on the campus in Bloomington, and it might be cool. Become overtake the Big House as they're kind of in a shambles right now. You know what I mean?
They may need to. Honestly, I saw that.
I mean, trust me, I cheer for a team that's definitely in the shambles. So we've hired a new coach, and hopefully we're going to move in the right direction. But Michigan's trying that too. So
Auburn had a couple.
But yeah.
Auburn had a kid that I was friends with on the team for a little bit, Sam Jackson. He was a Naperville Central kid. I don't know if you remember him.
I remember him.
Yeah, Peyton Thorne was his – I remember. So actually, Sam was when he was a sophomore, he started on varsity as receiver with Peyton Thorne because it was Peyton Thorne's senior year. And then I know Thorne went from Michigan State to Auburn. And Sam kind of like followed
I'm trying to block that out.
That's fair enough.
That was the Hugh Freeze era. I'm refusing to acknowledge it. We're in the goalish. We're goalish guys now.
There we go. There we go. All right. Well, thank you for calling
to you. Let's go Hoosiers. I'm definitely pulling for the Hoosiers from here on out. And but stop by Doc's. We got some great specials. Come get your wings. You can pick them up, take them home, or come dine in with us. We got some great drink specials going on, and of course we'll have all our barbecue. But half-price wings Friday and Saturday for Hoosiers and Bears. So come see us.
Stop at Doc's. Later.
You got it, buddy. Have a good one.
You too. Okay, so before we go to break, I've been seeing a couple things. I will get to you, Mad Mac. I promise. I'm sorry that you've been waiting. Jeffrey's asking on YouTube about if I had a couple offers out of high school. I had a couple D2 offers, a handful of D3 offers. I was in the works of a preferred walk-on with Northwestern, didn't have the grades to get into the school. I talked to a bunch of Division I schools, never really panned out to anything. Ended up playing 2 years of NAIA ball. What are my thoughts on portal and the NIL? It's a dog-eats-dog world. College is just kind of turning into the NFL now to a certain extent. If you want to leave, you can. I guess not to a certain extent because you can't just up and leave a contract. But, it's interesting, honestly. I kind of like it. Obviously, it doesn't help smaller schools. The ones that can pay the money are the ones that are going to be successful. But I think IU is kind of a good example of, maybe you don't need to do that still. Maybe NIL or the portal isn't as – or I wouldn't say the portal because IU built their team off the portal. But that NIL maybe isn't end-all, be-all of, being an effective college team or being a winning college football team. Because, you see teams like Michigan who just dropped $12 million on a 17-year-old quarterback who can't read zone coverage. And then, like, they go, what did we go, like 6-8 or something? No, we didn't. We went like 7-4. But the point being is that, you know, we get the wife of like the richest man in the world to start throwing money at us, and then we got the Barstool president, and he's still not doing jack. Like, we're not winning football games, so what does it matter? We got to get our coach. I'm not going to finish that sentence, but because we got to leave him there. But anyways, the point being is that I don't think that NIL and money is end-all be-all in college football. If you have a good coach and you have a good system to build around, then you make it work. I know Damon Williams, I think that's his first name. He's the quarterback, started the past 2 years, true freshman, sophomore year for the University of Washington. Really good quarterback, got offered a bag to stay at Washington, doesn't take it so that he leaves, because he wants to go and win football games and play for a better offensive program and a better coach. You know, so like I said 4 times already, I don't think that NIL is the end-all be-all. And if some kid that is in an unfortunate situation can find, you know, some money in college, and even if they know they're not going to make it to the league, then I say go after it, man. Be a hustler, right? That's what it is. That's what it is in this world, man. Go make your money, right? Because no one's gonna wait for you. So if you can do it earlier, then why not? And then the other thing he asked was, talking more about, has Drake ever put a hit on me in practice? No, he was not allowed to touch me. So that is the nice thing about being the starting quarterback, is that you were not allowed to touch. Actually, I shouldn't say you weren't allowed to, or you weren't, but I still got hit anyways, just never from Drake. He was a little more considerate than that. But my starting running back, Ryan Walsh, would love to hit me in practice. Paid the price for that one. That's pretty much all I got for that. Like I said, I don't think that they're going to put Drake in the backfield ever. If they did, you know, I think he would be a pretty decent Kyle Juszczyk. You know what I'm saying? But never, if he's going to be in the backfield, his hand's going to be on the ground. I don't think he's ever going to get in a 2-point stance again and take a handoff. But I may be wrong, man. I won't say he's not talented enough to do it. I just don't think that college works the same way like that. People are much, much faster, and we'll just leave it at that. So I'm going to take a break because I need to gather my thoughts, and the fact that I've just been talking for 30 minutes seems kind of weird to me, at least. So I hope I'm doing you proud, Jed. And for all, we will be right back with the Joe Cimino Show on WJOB 1230, 104.7 FM. I think that's it. It's right here. All right, we'll be right back.
Becoming a truck driver doesn't have to be complicated. At Schneider, we make it easy to get your commercial driver's license and start your new career. With our CDL apprenticeship training, you'll get paid to become a truck driver in just 5 to 6 weeks and have a Schneider driving job waiting for you when you've completed the program. Plus, during training, Schneider will provide transportation, lodging, and meals at no cost to you. Ready to get your career on the road? Learn more and apply today at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
When life takes you places and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strack and Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use, and it can save you time and money. Once your order is in, our own Strack and Van Til team preps your order with care. For delivery or pickup, enjoy the convenience of letting our to-go team shop for you. Enjoy your special moments. Sign up online today at shop.strackandvantil.com.
Tech Credit Union supports the essential role of union labor in building strong communities. That's why we offer hassle-free banking, financial empowerment, and a commitment to your success. Save for the future, handle life's challenges, and trust a partner that stands by hardworking union members. Tech Credit Union, the better option for you and your money. Visit techcu.org or call 800-276-8324. Tech Credit Union, supporting union families every step of the way.
From the gas in your car to the heat in your home and the roads that you drive on, our work powers daily life. We are USW Local 71, the proud men and women of the Whiting Refinery. We're not just refinery workers. We're your friends and neighbors, raising our families here, shopping in the same stores, and cheering in the same stands. USW Local 71, powering the region because we are the region.
Okay, sorry about that. That was a very poorly timed exit. I just wanted to go and grab something for you guys since we still have a half hour. Jeffrey, tell your wife thank you. I spend a lot of time on my hair, actually. Oops. But, so I'll actually tell you guys a little fun fact is that I actually model. I think that we talked about it a few times. If you guys... if you guys look up Stewart Talent Agency and my name, it would pop up. So if any of you guys want to pay me for that, let me know. No, but yeah, it's a talent agency out of Chicago called Stewart Talent Agency. They have a lot of people that are a lot better than me and a lot prettier than me and a lot more talented than me when it comes to that. I'm honestly not sure how they found me. I used to do some like background work for like Chicago Med and just random stuff like that to, you know, pay the bill, feed the children and stuff like that. So I've done a few jobs. Aldi dropped a clothing line last year over the winter. And I did that. That was fun. That was like my first legit one. And then I did one what was it? For a food distribution company, and it was like a cheesecake ad, and they woke me up at 8 in the morning to eat cheesecake for 3 hours. And then the last one was with the same food distribution company, but more specifically Nestle. And if you guys know about the new Hot Pocket sticks that just came out, if you can find it on their website, then you will see a picture of me eating a Hot Pocket stick, a pepperoni Hot Pocket stick at, again, 8 in the morning. Whoa, Mac. Relax, man. I want to show you guys this. This is why you had some dead air. It's called Fee Golf. I got this from my father for Christmas. It's pretty neat. So it's Bluetooth, and you can connect it to your phone, or you can connect it to your phone and then screen mirror it onto your TV. So I was just playing with my buddies. So this is it. This is like the actual device. It's a Bluetooth, and you press this and it turns on. It might be dead. We were playing. Me and the boys were playing it last night, actually. So you can connect it to the app, and this is like on all golf clubs. There's like a hole that's like on the top of all your golf clubs, so you can actually plug this in. So you just put it on the top like this, and you can actually plug it into your real clubs and then like practice with your clubs, and they give you swing analysis, and you can play like full courses. This is what I wanted to show Jim, wanted to see if I could test this swing out on air, but then he left me. So now I'm just going to show you guys. I'm too tall for this, so I cannot swing this in the office or I will break the roof, which I actually almost did with my first swing in Connecticut. Wasn't thinking very, very clearly and took a driver straight to the roof. But, yeah, we'll take some more callers. Mac, I know this is you that's been waiting on the air, so let's say what up. Mad Mac, is that you?
What is up, Mr. Model?
What's going on? I probably should have waited till after your call to tell everybody that.
Might have been a good idea. You loaded me up with a lot of ammo there.
There you go.
Hey,
How
is
you
my
doing?
audio sound okay? 'Cause I'm on an earpiece.
Yeah, you sound all right.
Okay. Hey, here's a good fun fact for you on the Bears Packers game. So they had 2 games this year, right?
Right.
And they split them, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's 60 minutes in a football game. That means they played football for 120 minutes in regulation. Out of those 120 minutes this year, how many minutes were the Bears leading the Packers, and how many minutes were the Packers leading the Bears?
All right, so there's 2 ways that I can go about thinking about this. Either the Bears.
Triple guess, bro.
All right, 50-50. 60-60.
Nope, 0 to 120. The Bears were never leading the Packers this year in regulation. They won the one game on that overtime pass. That was it.
That was my second guess. That was my second. I was going to say
listen,
it was.
You're a nude modeler. You don't know anything. So I don't know. I'm a little worried about the Bears though with that defense because their D is not that good.
Yeah.
And Jordan Love, he's going to come. He's coming out of concussion protocol, right? So he's going to start, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe he's not thinking straight. That's what we'll hope for. But yeah, the Bears will give up points inevitably. It's going to happen. The Packers will put up at least 24. We'll just have to see if the Bears will put up 30 plus because that's what they're going to need to win.
Yeah, except their quarterback doesn't decide to start playing until the second half, and that kind of puts a little kink in their armor, huh?
Yeah. Sorry. I just had a buddy. I don't know if you're looking at the group chat, Mac, or not the group chat, but the live chat. Got my buddy Luke in here. He's a big politics guy, so I'm sure he'd want me to switch the subject back. But we're gonna stick with football. Yes, it's a tink in their armor, and I don't know, man. I don't know what's gonna happen, dude. This is one of those games I would really stay away from. Like the other game that day is the Rams and the Panthers, which the Rams are gonna absolutely walk all over the Panthers. The Panthers beat them earlier this year somehow. Yeah.
That was a fluke, I think. Because your boy Matt Stafford, I think, except for he had like one really bad game. The other game when they lost to the Panthers, the whole team was kind of like, I think they thought, yeah, we'll just mail this one in and get the hell out of here, and then they ended up losing it. But yeah, I think Stanford, he's just too cool under pressure, man. That guy doesn't crack. So I'm going to take them and give the points on that game for sure. The Bears make me nervous. Hey, but I got to tell you this too, dude. You didn't watch the entire game last night. There's only 3 college games left. This is the semifinals of a packed stadium. And I got to tell you, that was one of the most exciting fourth quarters I've seen this year in football, other than the Hoosiers rolling Alabama like they were playing like Andrean South or something, man.
No,
that fourth quarter, go check in on the replay on ESPN. It was fantastic. And your boy Beck from Miami, he did a great job in the fourth quarter. Both of them played well.
Yeah. No, I was okay. So most people on Earth are Carson Beck hater, which would honestly kind of include me. But I think he's been playing really well in the playoffs.
Why?
Just because he had a really hot girlfriend and he cheated on her, bro. That's not cool. And her sister is dating.
It?
Well, no, he's okay. Listen, no,
So what do you want to cut him from the
no,
team?
he's just not.
Okay, you're worried about this kid cheating on his girlfriend, and yet you're a huge supporter of the University of Michigan.
Listen,
where literally 3/4 of the coaching staff should be in jail.
Oh, all right, we're not gonna go there. Yes. Sharon Moore should be in jail. He is absolutely psychotic.
Oh, he is in jail and he will be staying in jail.
Yes, hopefully, honestly. But we are in a new culture. We are Whittingham fans now out of Utah, and that's all we are looking forward to. We don't even, honestly, what even happened the past 2 years? I don't remember. Who was the coach at Michigan? I don't know. I've never even heard of Michigan.
Oh my God! and Drain just called. They want the Catholic degree back that you probably cheated on the guest. So, well, listen, I got to roll. Good luck with the nude modeling career. I hope it goes well.
Thank you.
You know, don't do anything Kuziak or Dedelow wouldn't do, which that will probably get you arrested for something also.
Oh,
so.
come on, Mac. Come on.
Hang in there, JoJo. Do great on the show, buddy.
All right,
Stay
have
calm
a good
and good
one.
luck. And go IU, baby.
All right, go IU. Mac is testing the waters here, man. Come on. You know what I'm saying? 59ers should have won state 2 years in a row. Skinner sat Drake. How did you do after that? No, Bowen. I was the year before the state run. So actually the year before they won state is the year that I graduated. We got upset. All right, Jeffrey, don't make me go onto a rant here because I love Coach Skinner. He is a great coach. I love everyone on that coaching staff. I'm a Niner through and through. I spent 1 year there, but I love the coaching staff. I have everything to give to them and nothing to complain about with them. But I will say is, hot take, I'll put it out there. My 2021 team is beating either of the ensuing 2 state championship teams that we won. We were better than both of them. We just had a lot more depth. Our senior class was deep that year, bro. It was deep. And I think the reason, and I think Skinner would probably agree with this, is that we just didn't see the field enough. I mean, heck, we played Rensselaer in the sectional championship my senior year, and they ended up playing our freshman team in the second half. So, like, the entire second half, our freshman team played. Will I say that? I mean, that freshman quarterback ended up, going to state the next 2 years as our starting quarterback. And I love Scott, bro. Scott's an absolute dog. He's over at DePauw now. I went to go watch him play against Wheaton, him and Robbie, and they unfortunately lost. But, I couldn't be happier for them. But, the reason we lost to Pioneer in the regionals is because our starters weren't prepared to play four quarters. That season, we played Maryville, got our butt kicked, and then we didn't lose another game until that regional championship. And I believe that there was the Hobart game and the Pioneer game, were the only games that entire year as a starting quarterback that I played in the fourth quarter, like got meaningful minutes in the fourth quarter. Every other game, we were out before halftime usually. The freshman team really got to experience that kind of 6-quarter rule that you can play, because they were in dang near every game. I mean, we played East Chicago Central. I'm not going to sit here and act like they're good, but I played 7 snaps, and I went 5 for 5 for 90 yards and 2 touchdowns, and then didn't see this field with, I got pulled with 5 minutes left in the first quarter. So, that kind of stuff kind of stumped us from our run too, because if I'm being quite frank, we probably should have walked everybody past Maryville. But it is what it is, man. I still love Coach Skinner, and I cannot be happier for the man that he got himself another ring. You know that I was out there cheering on the sideline for him. I love Neil Demos. I love the new AD. I think he is doing fantastic things for the school, and I'm excited to see where it keeps going. Andrean's going to be at the top of the food chain in Indiana for a long time. We're just in such good hands, from our baseball coach to our football coach, to our girls basketball coach. Shout out Julia. So yeah, I'm excited, and I'm always going to be a Niner and a believer, even if it didn't work out for us. So, yeah, I think I'm going to take one more break, and then actually we have a caller. Let's take the caller. They've been waiting. Hello, caller. You're on the air.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. I got to get my 3 cents, 4 cents, 5 cents in for my Packers. I live in a bear house, but I thank God I have my own television, so I can.
You sit in your room while
scream
everyone's in the
out.
living room. Watch the game.
Hey, listen, when all the kids come over and they're all yelling and screaming and whatever, I just sit back and say, okay, wait, let's see what's in the final. We never should have lost that game against the Bears, and I blame it on the coaching. You don't win a game until the game is over. You have plenty of time to call a timeout, get this settled down. We should have won the game. But, hey, that's the way it goes. But I've been a Packer fan since I can remember. Probably not in the crib, but right after that. But it's my team. I have a lot of her memorabilia. I love the stadium. And when you talk about the area that the Packers are in, like Brett said, it's a neighborhood.
Yeah.
I was there for a Bear game, and the Bears won, and I'm with the Bear people. I'm the only one with all my family that's got, the Packer thing. And the Packer people were great. Come on, Bear fans, come on over and have a drink. Come on over. I mean, and it was, the days of Favre. But, it's just a team that I've liked since I can remember. I kind of think high school. But all of a sudden one day I just said, hey, that's my team, and I've loved them ever since. And I've taken a lot of heat because of it. But we're going to win. We may not go any further than that, but we will beat the Bears.
I love it.
And
I love it.
The line is 3, I think. I was looking at, people who know me know that I'm a very betting person, and I'm not going to bet this game because I looked at the odds. I looked at a lot of stuff. I looked like a parlay, and to put up 100 to win 30 is crazy. I mean, I can do that pitching pennies on the corner. But it's going to be an exciting game. The only good thing about having with my family is they do put on a good meal.
There you go. Steal their food and then steal their victory.
Listen, as Jed well knows, I mean, I've been on that station for many, many years, and I go back a lot of years and a lot of fun. Going back, I remember going back to Minnesota. I do not like Minnesota at all. I like Detroit, and I think our division this year was super good to watch. When Packers weren't playing, I was for anybody in the division, including the Bears. But you know what? It's the time of the year that is so much fun for anybody. Now, I'm an 87-year-old lady that loves football, and I'm going to be very, very disappointed, when the season's over. But then we go into March Madness, so that's another good thing. So, hey, you're doing a good job. I feel kind of for you. You mentioned Ryan did you mention Ryan?
I have a buddy named Ryan, but I don't think it was me. I haven't been on in a few weeks. I was on vacation, and unless you're talking about earlier in the show.
Okay. I heard that, and there used to be a young man that was there years back named Ryan.
Yeah, my running back, Ryan Walsh.
Ryan Walsh, exactly. Please, yes. I remember Ryan. I sat in my grandson played for Munster back when they were playing South Bend, and Ryan and I got to be good friends when he was doing WJOB. Right? Is this the same Ryan that I'm thinking about?
I don't think it is.
No.
Ryan
It was
is.
Ryan Walsh.
There is an older brother, River. So you may be talking about him. I'm not sure if he did anything for WJOB. I mean, me and River are, we're cool, but I wouldn't say that I know much about his past life. So I don't know.
Where did the Ryan that you knew? Where did he play? Did he play ball?
He played ball for me with me at Andrean.
Okay, now Ryan Walsh. That's the one that played for Andrean.
Yes, ma'am.
Or you don't know?
No, that's him.
Because there was there was a Ryan Walsh I thought that was out of Munster, but maybe it was Ryan Walsh could be a not a common name, but it could be whatever.
It could be.
Okay, you're doing a good job. I feel for you because it's very tough to be left with the bag, but you're doing good. Jed can probably listening somewhere in his car, and now that he knows that I called to make sure that it was Go Packers, that I hope he doesn't get into a minor little break. But anyway, it's an exciting weekend. I'm a big Purdue fan. I'm also, right after that, I'm Michigan. I've never been a really big IU, but IU was so good for Indiana. Indiana's been exciting this whole year. So, okay, you have a good one.
All right, you too.
Go Packers.
Ooh.
All right.
All right. Bye now. All right. There's no point in going to break now. There's 5 minutes left in the show. Dude, I'm telling you, it's hard. So that thing right here, I don't have time to clean Preacher's office before the next show, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. I need somebody to, like Adriana, to answer me. But it's fine. We're gonna figure it out in 5 minutes. Just get through this show. I want to talk a little bit about Jim, because there's something, like I've already went to bat earlier about Jim and how much I enjoy having him as a boss or something like that. And he is so, I guess, nonchalant sometimes. There are times where, if he's in the zone, you try to talk to him and he's like literally walks past you and you're just like, all right, man, whatever, like, because it doesn't matter. And then it's not because he's ignoring you, it's just because he's so focused on the thing that he's trying to get done that he literally doesn't hear outside noise. But the other day, I came in because I have this one day and I do some of the sports stuff, but I am going to be on my own soon and I need more money. So sometimes I just walk in here in the morning and force Jed to give me hours. So he was teaching me how to do the call station, the call-in studio. That's going to have to wait, Robert. So I'm sorry, I just lost my train of thought. He was teaching us how to do this call-in studio thing, and we were like playing with the audio, and we turned on the mics, and as we were talking, we were talking off the air, and he was very serious and not angry, just serious and monotone, and right. And then as soon as we turned on the mics, I didn't even know we were live. He just starts he just got bright in the face and he starts laughing and his energy goes up. And I was like, what the heck is happening right now? I just thought that was really funny because he is always a great guy, but he has two different personalities on and off air. Hopefully this isn't him yelling at me for calling him out on that. But yeah, like I said, he's always been he's always around. How do I? Oh, all right, guys, I'm gonna go because Veterans Views is trying to get in here. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. This has been a great time. I'm glad that I got to sit here and kind of, say what up to you guys since I've been gone for so long. And you guys will see me next week. Maybe see me around. Who knows, man? But that's it for the show. My name is Joe Cimino. Thank you so much for watching. And this is the WJOB radio station, AM 1230, FM 104.7. Goodbye.